That's Justin Devereux from his debut album Nickels&Dimes. Originally from Howick, the expat Kiwi now lives in LA, which is where we found him just before release day. Even though he's near some of the best recording studios in the world, Justin returned to Auckland to make Nickels&Dimes at Roundhead Studios.
Well, I had to go here at Studio City Sound and in the San Fernando Valley, and it got really expensive. There was that. There was session guys, the phenomenal session guys, famous Jeff Babcoat from Jimmy Kimmel Live. We had Greg Bessonnet on drums. He's Ringo Starr's drummer, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. But, they turn up and they're super great, musicians, but they're just so old pro that they don't, they just turn up and just want to get out of there as quick as they can. So
sure.
There was that too. So when in New Zealand, I knew some great musicians, and Roundhead was always on my radar. And I actually had a live show that was booked in, and that I wanted to go back to New Zealand for. I was going to see family, and I thought, let's do it all there. It's going to be cheaper, and I get to, finally get a chance to record in the Brick Room at Roundhead. Yeah.
Right.
So the cost was a bit better,
Oh, that's good.
Marginally. But the sound, I was just blown away with, the facility. It's such a great place.
Yeah, so you got Neil Watson and Alex Freer and Chip Matthews playing with you. So how'd you come across these guys? We know all of those guys, and we see them everywhere.
Everywhere. Those guys. Well, look, the first song I ever did in New Zealand was, I just turned up at, I think, Tom Broom. He has a little studio, and he got introduced me to Neil and Chip. Neil Watson and Chip Matthews, when we did my first song, and so I met them already. And when I had when we did that one song during the headlights, and I was impressed with what they did. And when I got in touch with Roundhead and we paired up with the producer D. Stevens, he suggested I use those guys, and he didn't know I'd work with them, and I just didn't hesitate for a second, because those guys are class. They're just fantastic.
Oh, that makes sense.
And they really care about what they do. They turn up and they put a lot of themselves into it. And they're by default they really care. They want to do the best for you, and they do deliver. So I'm really happy with those guys.
Yeah. And tell me about Pete Stevens. He seems to be a name that's popping up quite often these days.
Is it? Oh, good to hear. He's got a band of his own too. He's cool. He's young. He's younger than me.
Age is relative to everything these days. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I know, right? No, he's cool. What can I say about D? He just got where we were trying to go. I'd spoken to Patty, who was the coordinator around here, and he teamed me up with D. And I spoke to D a couple of times, video calls like we're doing now, and we went through some of the demos, and he really understood. I was really clear. I wanted atmosphere. I wanted like big cinematic sort of sounds, and he totally got the vibe. He liked the demos, and he was really good. He's very quick on the gear, and he contributed too. He put some keyboard parts in, and we moved very quickly. We recorded in 2 live sessions.
Nice.
In April 2000. Last year, and then I came back again in August and did a second round. So they were all live recordings, and because of that, they're sort of raw, and they can they're untamed, and I kind of like that. They're not polished,
Right. And did you have all the songs written and ready to go? You knew what was going to be in there?
Pretty much. They were all, I started making demos in GarageBand, and the songs started taking shape, and I think once I'd done the 3 songs in the first session, I only did 3, just to test the water and see if D and I would work well together, and the guys. And so, that flamed my spirit, and, I quickly finished off the second batch.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what was the first one you laid down altogether from the first session?
What's the first? Sorry, I missed that.
First song that you laid down in the first session, what was it?
I think when we got there, it was Dirty Water. The guys, I asked them what they wanted to do. Neil had sent the demos, and they've got a vibe, and he was like, "Let's do Dirty Water." And I goes, "Yeah." I think they were excited to do that one.
I'm away, and I'm in the dark. I just don't care inside I'm on, but I'm gonna get you. Deep down I pray, oh Lord I plead, there's no dirt on me. Ooh, won't you take me down to the dirty water?
Yeah, that was a cool song. I enjoyed recording that because you know, we all got to step. For Neil, you know, he loves that sort of blues, 60s kind of, you know, he looks like Eric Clapton. He's into that sort of music. And he's famous for all sorts of genres. He can do anything, but he really enjoyed that. And for me, I got to step out of, you know, me and sort of get into a character and change my voice. It was completely different for me. So I really enjoyed doing that.
All right.
Yeah, that's the next single, which will come out with
Dirty
the
Water.
album.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the first single is what? Starring in My Dreams, right?
During My Dreams, yeah, that's kind of a country Americana kind of song. It just got selected for a new tracks playlist, New Zealand on Air. It just came out today. And,
oh, cool. Congratulations.
Will you be there when I'm wide awake? How long can we keep it alive when you're starring in my dreams tonight? Who needs the light of day if you're starring in my dreams tonight?
that song sort of came out of nowhere, really. It was we just moved to LA. I don't know, we moved here about 2.5 years ago, and we were staying in Studio City Sound, and it was a really surreal time. We had Tammy Nielsen staying with us, and we didn't even know her. You know, it was she turned up. She was doing a tour of North America, and she'd bought an RV, and she had a family.
Yep.
And we through an acquaintance, we met her. She rocked on up, and I was in the middle of recording my first song, and it's just kind of buzzy. It was and Starring in My Dreams came while she was actually staying in our house, actually.
Oh, cool.
The chorus came, and yeah, that song was, you know, I had this idea of like the alienation of COVID and everyone being, you know, what we're doing now, you and I, we're in different parts of the world.
Yep.
There's that social interaction is not happening organically like it used to, and I was feeling lonely and isolated moving countries, and sort of like trying to write a song about let's meet in real life, you know, and I couldn't get a chorus going on, and eventually I just thought, let's do the opposite, you know, and so it was like, let's live in the dreamland, you know, and it was like Starring in My Dreams Tonight. It's kind of where the chorus came from. Who needs the light of day, Starring in My Dreams, and that's kind of how the world's going, and that sort of kicked things off pretty quickly. Yeah,
very good.
It's a pretty intimate song. I'm really happy with that sound of that, and really, I don't know where it comes from. Sometimes those lyrics that things just happen, and sometimes they don't. But that one just happened, and it all made sense.
All right. Now, speaking of lyrics that make sense, yada yada yada. What's that all about?
Man, that came from a Seinfeld episode. I'm a big fan of
right, okay.
Larry David.
The
yada yada yada. There's an episode. I was driving home. I heard a T-Mobile ad on the radio, and the script, some lady just said yada yada yada, and I thought, that's a funny phrase, you know. It reminds me of that Seinfeld thing.
Right.
I tried to sing something over it while I was driving home, and it's just like yada yada yada. It just came, and so that's really cool. That's kind of like someone. What else could I say with that? And it was sort of like, I love you. It came pretty much straight away, yada yada yada, and then it's like, okay, that's a song about someone that hates being romantic.
Right. Yes.
You know, you know, they don't want to say to their wife they love them because they get all, you know, weirded out.
Time can heal, and time will tell us if we can ride it out. But I love you. Yada yada yada. Yeah, I love you. Yada yada yada. Oh, I love you. Yada yada yada. Yeah, I love you. Yada 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 la di da.
You're
Yeah.
a bit older than the average first-time record maker. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a shame because
Well, that's good. So tell me what, because I know
let's be
you
real.
you have a past.
Yeah,
You were a flight attendant. You're from Howard, but you
yeah,
finally kind of come to LA and decided
yeah.
this is what you want to do. So tell me how that came to pass.
Yeah, look, yeah, I was always meant to do this, and I didn't have the guts to do it. Um, I guess I was scared to fail, and circumstances sort of led me to believe that I couldn't do it. I was in a band when I was young. We were doing well. I was 17, and the guitarist had to move country with his family. We couldn't find a guitarist. The drummer left, he gave up. uh, it broke my heart, and you just get on with life, and I was trying to find another band. I just could never find the right guitarist, really. New Zealand's a funny place, man, for music. In the 90s when I was doing that, yeah, there was a lot of, yeah, there was grunge around, but there was a lot of, AC/DC sort of vibes, which are great music, but I didn't want to make that sort of music. I could never find the people
Ah,
that I wanted to and connect with. So eventually I had to learn how to play guitar myself, which I
right.
have done. And that's created a situation I can make my own music. But to answer your question, it was COVID. How did it kick off? The catalyst was COVID. Sitting around working in film and television. Lord of the Rings was great, great show. Things are starting to build momentum in my film and TV career, but I really didn't enjoy the job.
Right.
COVID gave me a chance when we're not working to reassess my career, and it was always music. And I was actually waking up, freaking out in the middle of the night, like probably like a midlife crisis or something, and it was just happening on repeat every night. Every night I'm waking up, oh, I'm gonna die, and I never made music. Literally, that's what was going through my head.
That'll get you going. Yeah. Geez.
Yeah, yeah. And so it was heavy, and I was just like, I'm not, I can't live with that. I can't
Yeah.
live with not trying. So I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna fail, and then so I did it, and then surprisingly, things actually started to sound better than
Uh,
I thought they
right.
would,
Right.
and I could see the potential. I can do better. I can do better than that. I haven't, just kicking off, and I'm middle aged, and yeah, so I have to accept that my demographic is not going to be, an 18-year-old
Yep.
or whatnot, but that's fine.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Um,
Yeah,
and obviously you can sing. I mean, I was listening to Going or Go Going Gone and going, man, this guy can got some pipes on him. So tell
yeah.
me, when you're in the studio, what's going through your head? How do you get to the point where you can get to that performance like that?
Nickels and dimes, your heart is mine, and the gleam in your eyes, honey. Them shiny things don't give a penny for my thoughts. Ooh, you wanna run, mama, go, going gone. Run, mama, go, going gone.
Thank you. The Going Gone is probably one of my favorites on that album. It's pretty heavy song. Uh, I think I wear my heart on my sleeve always. It's a curse, but it's a blessing in the sense when you want to deliver something like music. I guess that's why it works for me. I can be who I am, and I can fail. I can make a fool of myself, but yeah, I can get there quickly because I'm already living that life. So I knew that one was not a song about me. It's a character about a man that's beating his wife up, right? Which is completely left field for me. I have no history with that in my life at all, but I could really see that, like, the chorus just came. The chorus just came one day, leaving, and it just came, and it sounded great with this echo on it, and it was really powerful. I thought, I think I know what this song's going to be about. It's pretty clear. And so yeah, I had to build the words around that. And I realized pretty quick that couldn't be the mother that was being beaten. I had to be either her children telling her to run, mama, and eventually none of that worked. And I was the bad guy. So that was my first chance to be a bad guy. And I kind of enjoyed it. It gave me the cool thing about that song, if I can just say, I don't want to go on too long, but
No,
in
that's what
one
we're here
in
for.
in one line, I get to be like absolutely angry, like violent.
Yeah.
And by the end of the same line, I'm really intimate and gentle. And I thought that was really cool. I didn't plan that. It just sort of happened and it had this really cool effect. Now that's what I really love about that song because it's very intimate. It's very violent all at once, which is interesting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. So the album is due out at the end of this week. What do you got planned? Anything exciting?
Well, there's the video clip coming for Dirty Water, which is cool.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Never done that before. It's a good start. I enjoyed that process. The next one will be better. Um, but Tom Gregg, he filmed that at the Vic Theatre in Devonport.
Oh, yeah.
It's black and white. It's film noir,
Nice.
and
That's a
it's
nice
cool.
nice little building out there.
Won't you take me down? Oh, way on down, I dip my soul in the Lord, and take the mud and the dirt off me.
So yeah, building the brand is introducing myself and promoting the album and then touring. Yeah, that's my big
And who do you
ambition.
see as your audience? Are they Kiwis? Are they Americans? Does it matter? Is that
Yeah,
a
look,
question?
yeah, a lot of the plays are, they really are. They're pretty popular in Europe and yeah, North America, Canada and America. That's going to be that sort of genre. It's not just country though, that album. It's blues, rock,
No. Yeah.
folk even. So
Yep.
it's a real mix of stuff in there. I guess America, but I want to, my roots are in New Zealand and I'm keeping all the business and in New Zealand as well. So I'll probably continue to record there and, I've got a lot of connections musically there. So, until I can build a base here,
Yep.
I'll be definitely keeping both feet, in both camps.
Right. Well, we
Yeah.
just had a couple of Kiwis who, I don't know if you know them, Greg Johnson and Lisa Crawley. Do you know them? They're
Yeah,
LA based and they were just here.
cool.
They're here now, I think, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. We saw them last weekend. So,
That's so cool. He's doing the 20th. Yeah, I'm supposed to see him very soon, actually. I have never met him before. When he comes back from the tour, yeah, we've been in touch. He's out in Santa Monica around there somewhere. He was close to the
sounds right.
fire. Yeah.
You could collaborate.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, he's got a recording studio. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, that would be fun. But I really liked his song Isabel
Yeah.
when I was a youngster. Yeah, I
Yep.
still listen to that. I
That
love
went
it.
over very well at the show the other day.
Cool, cool. You went along, and that's great.
I did. Yeah, we got a review up on it, and Lisa Crawley is a Kiwi as well, and she's based in LA now, and she was in
Yeah.
his band, so she came
Oh,
back.
cool. Yeah, I have heard it. Yeah, I need to check. A lot of these Kiwi
Yep.
musicians out, I'm a bit out of touch.
Yep.
Um, but she's made it to the playlist. I saw her song. One of
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
have heard of her. She's pretty, yeah.
So
It's
are you constantly writing? Are you writing songs all the time, or do you just wait until you have to?
Yeah, it comes in bursts and I don't plan it.
Okay.
I guess I pick up a guitar, I write everything on guitar and yeah, or unless I can think of a melody in my head, in the car or in the shower. But you know, yeah, I can't plan it. If for me, it's got to give me goosebumps.
Right.
If it doesn't give me goosebumps, there's nothing there. And it's sort of like you just tap into I don't know, your subconscious, just let yourself go. And the music almost happens by accident. And you go, wow, that's cool. What did I just do?
Yeah.
And then like, oh, let's repeat that and try and add on. And that's, yeah. So I am writing and there's a second album on its way as well. Yeah, I'm definitely got some good stuff.
All right.
Of course,
And-
getting through that.
And do you see yourself coming back to New Zealand to perform?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, that's the business end is a bit dull. You finish the album, then you got the business end. You don't really think about that.
Yep.
It's not. Yeah, so that's interesting. I've been learning as I go, but we're getting there, and yeah, Mike Carpenter's been very helpful through
Oh,
him
good.
and the mentoring.
Nice.
You've got to be, kind of self-manage yourself these days, and so
Yep.
trial and error. And I really like the organic connections, and so I want to zig when everyone else is zagging. I think try and yes, use social media, but I certainly can't depend on that. I can't rely on that.
Yep.
It's not in my DNA to want to do that either. So
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
weird thing. Some people are just naturally they glom right onto it, and others you're
yeah.
just going, there's just no way that this is going to work for you. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
say that about you. I say, but I see it in other people.
no, I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, I can
I'm
do a
sure
little bit.
you can
Yeah,
adapt.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just want to be authentic, and if
Yep.
you're just doing it because you have to, then no, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, it sounds like you got something to say, so that's authentic enough.
Can we shut me up?
No, no, we don't want to do
We
that.
talk here.
Well, all right, we'll wrap up then. But thank you very much for sharing all this, and I'm looking forward to when you do come here and we can hear these songs live and in color and in person.
I'm really looking forward to doing that and connecting with people. Yeah, I
All
want to
righty,
connect. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
my
and
pleasure.
check out Nickels and Dimes.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.